guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card is going to be messages and predictions for your month of April 2022. We'll start with a general overview of your month, and then we will take a look at the specific life areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today, and each option has a different playing card on top of it. I found these cards a while ago when I was cleaning my room and I thought they were really cute, so I wanted to use them in a reading. But as you can see, each card has a different fruit on it. So I will show you each of your options close up one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So option number 1 is the Ace of Diamonds with an apple. Option number 2 is the Six of Hearts with a tangerine. And option number 3 is the King of Spades with a watermelon. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones. So if you guys chose the Ace of Diamonds with the apple, this is going to be a reading all about your month of April 2022. And this card that you guys chose is actually going to be the first card that we interpret for your reading. So the Ace of Diamonds actually corresponds to the Ace of Pentacles in tarot. So this could be talking about a new job, a new opportunity to make money, some extra income coming to you this month. For those of you who are born in the month of April and who are going to be having your birthday, you might be receiving some very, very generous birthday money, or someone might be treating you in a very generous way. And it's interesting that we have an apple on this card as well, because apples make me think of temptation. They make me think of something that is forbidden. And one message that is coming to my mind with this is that you guys might be tempted this month to make a pretty big purchase. And if you are receiving some extra money this month, you could kind of be using that like to justify spending all the money, if that makes sense. Oh, well, I did get that money on my birthday, so, I could buy this, luxury item, or I could buy this trip. But it feels like you might be tempted to, and I don't want to say frivolous, because I do think it is important to treat ourselves, but a big purchase that you don't necessarily need and that is really tempting you. Maybe we'll get some advice later on in the reading how you should go about this, but I just wanted to mention that. But another interpretation that's coming to my mind with the message of something being forbidden and the message of like a new career, a new way of making money, there might be some of you guys who are wanting to change careers or who are wanting to start something new professionally or financially, but for some reason you feel like you can't, you feel like it's out of reach. We'll look into it. We'll get into the other cards and look into what this might be talking about, but let's take a look at your Cat Paw Tarot card. Interesting. So we have the Devil coming out here. This is Capricorn energy, so you guys might be a Capricorn, or a Capricorn person is going to be significant, especially a Capricorn who is born in January, because we do have a 1 card here. But it's really, really interesting, actually. This is probably the first thing I should have noticed, but the Devil also talks about temptation. So there's this recurring theme of temptation for you guys this month, and I think it might have to do with spending money, or maybe some of you guys are like really, really tempted to, like, if you're not satisfied with your job, not satisfied with the way things are going, you might be kind of tempted to jump ship as well. That message is coming to me too. Again, we'll have to see what the further cards say in terms of your advice, but this is just the first like general energy that I'm picking up. I do think this imagery is very interesting though. Obviously this is a cat deck, so it's a little bit different, but I think it's really interesting that where we would normally have people chained up here, we have fish, because fish make me think of this kind of creative, go with the flow, floating freely through the water, free spirit kind of energy. Maybe some of you guys have Pisces placements in your charts, but you know, the devil being related to Capricorn, Saturn, the 10th house, it kind of represents like the man, the establishment, the systems that tie us down. So you guys might be in a workplace or in an education environment. It could also be a home environment, but I'm picking up more on like a work or study situation that you honestly find a little bit oppressive. Like maybe it's just a very, very rigid schedule or very, very strict rules. Maybe it doesn't allow you to use your unique working style or your unique learning style. Like you're this free-spirited fish and you have your own way of learning things. You have your own workflow, your own way of being productive, your own way of coming up with ideas. You get the picture. And you might have this kind of very like strict, rigid, closed-minded authority figure over you who's saying, no, you have to do it this way. This is the tried and true formula. Or like the time constraints don't really work with you. And this could be something that you had a lot of grief over, or that you still feel a lot of grief over, almost like beating yourself up about why can't I fit into this box? Why can't I fit into this rigid structure? I guess I just lack discipline. I guess I just lack motivation. I guess I just lack work ethic. And I really, really feel for you if this is the case, but I want to tell you that just because you can't work in the same way that this overbearing cat does, it doesn't make you any less worthy or any less capable. You just have a different way of going about things, and it's not better or worse than this cat's way. Probably this cat just is on a power trip and thinks that they're better than you and thinks that they know best, and is maybe making you feel bad for having a different style of doing things. But it is completely okay to be a fish. It is completely okay to be a free spirit. But that might be something that's kind of frustrating you, or that has been frustrating you. And so maybe this temptation is like, I want to get out of here, or something like that. I'm tempted to just like run away and never return, call in sick and never come back, or I'm tempted to drop out or something like that. Interesting, because yeah, it feels like that's the devil. It feels like a kind of oppressive energy, a kind of stifling energy to be in. Let's take a look at your Astro cards. So we have Mars here, and we also have the moon. So we have Aries and Scorpio energy with Mars, and we have Cancer energy with the moon. We have the number 19th. So the 19th of the month could be significant for you guys. Oh, and I actually think that the moon is going to be in Scorpio, which was one of the signs we said for Mars, around that date. I don't know exactly, but around the 19th, I think the moon is going to be in Scorpio. So when the moon is in Scorpio, that could be a significant time for you guys. Or you guys might be an Aries moon, or you might be a Scorpio moon, or you could have Mars in Cancer. But putting these two energies together, this could be a month where your emotions, and especially like the fluctuation of your emotions, could really affect your physical state. Now, I think this is more or less the case for everybody. Like if we're harboring some stress emotions, it's going to affect our physical body. If we're feeling good and happy, then our physical body is going to feel good. But you guys might just be extra sensitive to that this month, where you're really feeling the physical effect of emotional and spiritual baggage. And I do think that this could be a month that is kind of like, you have a lot of ups and downs in terms of your emotions, and it could be making you feel just like a little bit extra tired or a little bit extra irritable. If you guys have monthly cycles, if you have your period, then you could be feeling the physical symptoms of that extra strongly this month as well, because the moon represents our emotions, and Mars being related to Aries in the first house, it sort of represents like our physical body. And conversely, if you are lacking in something physically, it could be affecting your emotions. So if you're not getting enough sleep, that could be making you extra crabby this month. Or if you're not eating enough or not getting enough of a certain nutrient, that could be affecting your mental health as well. So that's kind of another theme for the month of April, is paying attention to the link between your emotional state and your physical body. I also think that you guys could be experiencing some fluctuations when it comes to like your willpower and your motivation, which is totally okay because we all go through that. So maybe this month, rather than like having a consistent level of productivity, it's like some days you're feeling really, really motivated and then other days you're not feeling it at all. So there could be an up and down like that as well. And it's interesting, maybe even with regards to your work situation or your educational situation, some days you might feel like, yeah, I'm fine, I can do this, let's go. And then other days you're like, I don't want to do it. But I really feel your higher self coming through to say that is okay. Everybody goes through cycles like this, whether they show it or not. Which is like apparently key. Maybe, you know, there's some people around you that it's like, oh, they're always on the ball, they're always on top of things, they're always loving life, but maybe they're just good at hiding these fluctuations, because every single human has cycles like this, every single human has fluctuations like this, and I can really hear your higher self telling you not to sweat it and not to push yourself too hard this month. So when you feel really motivated, go for it. And then when you feel tired and less motivated, just let yourself rest. I think the moon is asking you to honor your cycles and don't feel guilty about resting. And I know that's easier said than done, but there's really, really nothing to worry about, because you'll get back to your regular rhythm. All fluctuations are temporary and you'll get back to your regular rhythm. Like really everything is going to be okay. It's interesting too that we have the number 19 here, because even though this is the moon card, in tarot, the number 19 would be the sun. And this fluctuation of emotions that you guys go through, if you are creative people, this could be transmuted and this can be channeled into your creativity somehow. You can use your emotions to fuel your creations. The sun energy also has to do with children or with your inner child. And I think your higher self is asking you to just let yourself feel and express your emotions fully like a child would. You know, when a child is upset, they just scream and cry and whine and complain and get it out. And then they're like back to playing or back to eating their snacks and they're happy and having fun. If you've ever been around a little kid, then maybe you've noticed how they can just shift from emotional state to emotional state very quickly, and then it's like nothing ever happened and they're playing again. And your higher self is kind of saying there's something that you can learn from this. When you're feeling upset, when you're feeling frustrated, just vent, whether that is venting to a friend or writing in your journal or crying, whatever it is that you need to do, get it out and you will feel so refreshed, and that will help you to stabilize. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at your tea leaf cards. This can show us some other specific events happening for you this month, things to look out for, or things to look forward to, but I will keep this part of the reading open. Ooh, so we have firecracker with the message excitement. We have tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. And bow, you are highly thought of. Aw, so I think this is referring to a specific event that's happening for you this month. And I noticed when I was showing you guys the excitement card that the camera was having a hard time focusing. And so it was giving me this message of like, someone is so excited that they can't concentrate. Like someone is so giddy that they can't focus. Something is going very well for you guys this month, and I really like that we had the tortoise coming after excitement, because you know, sometimes we have this initial explosion and things are very excited and then it just fizzles out. But the tortoise gives this energy of something slowly but surely carrying on. So this energy is sustained, this flame is sustained. If I can give an example, this is like somebody went on a first date and they're like, oh my gosh, I really like this person and it went so well, and they feel so excited about it. And then the person calls them back and they see each other again and they keep maintaining this stable relationship. So it's like, as opposed to like a super exciting honeymoon phase and fireworks and then it dies out, we're carrying that energy on, we're sustaining it. Maybe some of you guys are going to an interview looking for a new job and you're really excited about that. And then you get called back or you get a follow-up, and we're carrying on with the process. I will say though that maybe the process is going to be moving slowly. So you get the good news, you get the good exciting news, but then the process is really slow. So like in the date example, you hear back from your date, they want to see you again, but then it's like a long time before you can see them again, or things are moving really slowly, or you hear back from the interview and they want to interview you again, or they want to offer you a position, but then the process to getting hired is very slow. So there could be something like that where you guys are kind of waiting for the processes, waiting to hear back, but your higher self is saying don't lose this excitement because you are highly thought of. So whoever is bringing you this offer, whoever is following up with you and wanting to continue this relationship and continue this process with you, they like you a lot. Like there's this feeling of they chose you out of many different people. It's like you guys are you're getting accepted to something, or you're getting chosen for some kind of program, or you're getting some opportunity, or somebody wants to see you again. It's a little bit vague, but it's that kind of feeling. And you're getting the good news, and then things are slowly but surely moving ahead there. And this person or this organization thinks really, really highly of you. Oh, that's so nice. You never know with the tea leaf cards what's going to come out. So I'm happy to see this. But this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we are going to get into the specific areas of your life now. I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So we will start with love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Three of Pentacles. And for your oracle card, we have receiving with the messages gratitude, appreciation, and acceptance. I feel like you can really see my fingerprints on this one because of the light just overhead. So my apologies for that. But starting with this Three of Pentacles here, first of all, if you guys are single or looking to meet someone new, or if you want some confirmation about someone you just met, it does look like you have the potential of meeting someone in a work environment, in a work or studying environment, or like a coworker might introduce you to them, a classmate might introduce you to them, or like a friend's colleague, a friend's classmate, like something about work or studies and introductions through that could be significant in your love life or in new friendships that are blossoming. But it's really interesting that we have the receiving card here as well, with gratitude, appreciation, and acceptance. I think that if you guys resonate with being in some kind of like oppressive situation that is, that's hard to get through, I feel like the people you're with are like your saving grace. So for example, maybe this is like a boss who is really controlling, who is really overbearing, who's really strict, but then you have amazing coworkers and you help each other out. This card is all about like cooperation and collaboration and working together. If you guys have the same stresses, you can vent to each other, you can complain to each other, and just being able to talk and being related to and sharing in that experience, I think can make the load easier. It could even be like if you're a student, you have classmates that you can help each other out with assignments and you can share notes and you can build your friendship. And so even if there's a prof who's a little bit much, it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable. There's just a message about personal relationships making your responsibilities a lot easier because you feel supported, because you feel like you have a team, because you feel like you're collaborating and working towards the same goal and you're not alone. With this receiving, I think that you guys are going to be receiving a lot of help from the people in your life this month, especially like to get tasks done and to lighten your load and to lighten the burden of your responsibilities. So like the examples we just mentioned before, this could be people helping you out at work or helping you out with your schoolwork. This could be like people helping out around the house, like helping you with housework as well. But I just think you're going to feel really supported and really cared for in your relationships. And this is a month where your higher self wants you to get used to receiving and not just be serving others all the time and fulfilling others' wishes all the time, but allow them to return the favor. Because we even saw with the bow, you guys are so highly thought of and so respected and so cared for. And I think people are going to be coming forward this month to demonstrate that in a concrete way. Because when we have pentacles, like, this is someone showing you something with actions, with something real, with something tangible. That's what Pentacles makes me think of. So it's not just people praising you or expressing their intention or something like that, but they're actually doing it. They're helping you with acts of service or with quality time, with physically being there. And yes, you guys are going to feel very, very supported and very, very grateful for these people. We also have the message of acceptance. So if you guys resonated with looking for a new job or looking to move into a new environment, if you guys go forward with that, I do think that you are going to be accepted into the new environment very easily. Like, people are really going to love you and take you into their group. Alternatively, maybe some of you guys have just come into this new environment and you haven't really been liking it so far, but your higher self is saying that in the month of April, you're going to really start to get into the social circles of your new environment and really start to make friends, possibly even a love interest if you're looking for that, and really start to feel like you fit in with the group. And I think this will make a lot of the stresses go away, because it's like, we're in this together. We're gonna get through the difficulties of our responsibilities together. And I'm hearing the phrase like, many hands make light work. And knowing that you have people you can count on and feeling supported and cared for by them, it's gonna make things a lot easier for you. Okay, so now let's take a look at your cards for career and studies. So interesting. For your tarot card, we have the Lovers. I think that's really interesting, because in your section about love and relationships, we got a work kind of card. And in your section about work, we got a love and relationships kind of card. So definitely your higher self is showing you that these two areas of your life are going to be closely related this month. So you're forming really, really lovely relationships in your workplace or in your place of study. Okay, and the Oracle card is commitment, and there's a freaking ring on it. So some of you guys are like dating someone from work or from school, or meeting someone through work or school. If you already have a person of interest in these environments, you could be entering into a higher level of commitment with them this month. The Lovers having the number 6 on it. This is a number that makes me think of union. It makes me think of reciprocity. So maybe like this person is letting you know that they feel the same way this month, or you're letting them know that you feel the same way. But yeah, there's huge potential for a relationship to blossom here, or several relationships like we spoke about with the Three of Pentacles. But it's really interesting. I want to go back to this message of temptation. Like it felt like some of you guys might be in an unfavorable environment, professionally or educationally, if that's a word, in your education environment. And we had the message of the apple that was maybe tempting you, like, to give up, to jump ship. And I wondered if we were going to get advice on that later on in the reading. And with this message of commitment, and with this focus on you not being alone, and with you having really nice relationships here, I almost feel like your higher self is saying to hang in there, because things are going to get easier. The other keywords on this card are dedication, loyalty, devotion. These are all things that make me think, like, keep doing what you're doing. And like you're putting a ring on it, you're committing to it. keep going. It's like you guys just need more time to adjust to the environment, or you just need more time to fit into the group there. But I feel like you're really going to become part of this group, and you're really going to come to have like a mutual appreciation, and things are going to get better. Maybe some of you guys are actually, if this is like a boss or a teacher or someone who's giving you a hard time, maybe you're going to win them over this month, or you're going to work things out with them. But yeah, your higher self is definitely saying that things are going to get easier, and that everything is going to be okay for you guys. This is Gemini energy. I don't know if I said that, but this is a card that talks about duality, and it's almost like you're seeing another side of things. I just feel a shift, like things are going to change for you. Things are going to get easier for you. So if you were considering to make a shift, your higher self is saying give it a little bit more time. However, I want to say if you have recently made a shift, it doesn't mean that your higher self is saying like you made the wrong choice or anything like that. It's wherever you currently are, your higher self is saying that you are in a good place. And I'm also thinking of the message of being healthy and thriving with this card. I think the number 6 makes me think of health. I don't know if that's the traditional interpretation, or I just think of it that way. And then on one of the decks I have, the Lovers says good health on it. And we also have this cow, which is making me think of like abundance and sustenance and being provided for. Any stresses that you guys have surrounding school or work, I do think that they're going to be easing this month. But your perception and your mindset is also really, really important in this. So, things could be going well at your workplace or going well at school in terms of your workload is manageable, you're getting along with everybody there. But if you're still in a frame of mind where you're feeling guilty about your mood fluctuations, or you're feeling guilty about resting, then we're still going to have stress. So stressful external factors are diminishing, but your perception is also really important in this case. And, Gemini air energy is all about your mind too. So that really makes sense. Gemini is also about communication. So if you guys are waiting to hear back for any kind of news or any kind of results, any kind of updates regarding your career or studies, I do think that you will be hearing about that this month. Okay, so finally we are going to look at the cards. Oh, I already flipped this one over for your spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the 3 of Cups. And for your oracle card, we have expansion with growth and progress. We have the number 3 repeating again. So we have 3 and 3, and then we have 6. These could also be dates that are important for you guys, like the 3rd to the 6th of the month might be significant. But again, with this 3 of Cups, I feel like your social circle is expanding, or you're feeling like you're fitting in more to your social circle. And this is both in a professional sense and in a personal sense. And so you guys are making new friends this month, or you are like getting closer to the people that you work with or study with or live with. If you get invited out to any sort of party or any sort of mingling events in the month of April, I think that your higher self is asking that you say yes. Of course, your higher self cannot force you and cannot tell you what to do. But with the 3 of Cups, I do feel sort of an encouragement to be a little bit more outgoing, to be a little bit more social, to come out of your shell. Obviously, that's going to depend on whether or not there are restrictions in your area. So, don't break any rules, but if the climate allows for that where you are, I do think that that would be a good idea. But we can also think of this in a virtual sense, just like texting more, mingling with friends and acquaintances more, getting to know people more. And I said your social circle is expanding, and then I just noticed that the oracle card is expansion. Maybe it had planted a seed, and that's why I said it, but Yeah, your circle of friends and circle of loved ones and liked ones, I think, is getting bigger or is getting stronger. And I just really think that you guys are feeling more appreciated and more supported this month. Also, a specific message coming through is some of you guys are realizing how funny you are and how enjoyable you are to be around this month. So I think this will be a month where like people are laughing a lot at your jokes, people are praising you a lot, letting you know how much they like having you around, going out of their way to invite you places. So maybe like if you guys are usually the one to ask like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? I feel like this month people are going to be going out of their way to invite you and to let you know that they want you to be there. This is about your personal growth though. So I feel that in the past, you guys have been maybe kind of shy or reluctant to mingle or have felt like you can't fit in with the cool crowd or with the normal crowd, whatever that means for you. And this is a month where you're realizing that you really do belong and that your presence really does bring a smile to people's faces and it really does make a difference. Some of you guys might also like you're being celebrated this month in some way. Shout out to all my April babies, by the way. I'm an April baby as well. And yeah, you could also be introduced to some really nice new people, like through mutual friends or mutual acquaintances, because both of these are cards that make me think of that. But your higher self is kind of encouraging you to mingle with different kinds of people, because when I look at this card, you know, each cup is containing something different. So it's like each person is different on the inside, has their own personality, has their own preferences, has their own story. So it's like your higher self is kind of encouraging you to mingle with people that you wouldn't normally mingle with, or people who are different from you, or to get to know the people you share your workspace or study space with on a more personal level. Like maybe encouraging you to talk to your coworkers or classmates or hang out with them outside of your usual environment so that you can get to know who they really are. Because you can only get to know so much when you're in the same environment and you have responsibilities. But strengthening this personal bond, it will help like with your motivation, it will help with your work ethic, it will help with your teamwork. It's like team building and building your bond there. And then we also have expansion with growth and progress. And this image is making me think of, it's a card called Round and Round, and it's from Wisdom of the Oracle. And this spiraling thing, it makes me think of someone who's like, you know, in their head, overthinking. They're thinking about something little, but because they give so much attention to it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You guys might be the type of person to do that in social interactions, first of all. So like, if you're having a conversation with someone, you're analyzing everything that you said, and then you'll go home and think like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? That was so awkward. They must think I'm dumb now, or like, I misunderstood what they were saying. I said something embarrassing. And these tiny little details in social interactions that no one else is thinking about, you guys might really blow them up in your head. But I think that this month is a big opportunity for you guys to start getting over that, because the Three of Cups is a very lighthearted and playful energy. And I think that the people around you are genuinely very, very chill. And they really, really like you. They really, really like your energy as a whole. And they're not picking you apart and looking at all of your tiny little traits and all your perceived flaws. They're just looking at the big picture of you, and they think that the big picture of you is amazing. And I think that the people you're around this month are kind of teaching you to give yourself a break and look at the big picture of you as well. And I think this is really where we're seeing you guys growing and where we're seeing you guys progressing. You're not picking yourself apart anymore. You're just letting loose. That's really the energy I feel with Three of Cups. Is like, let loose, have fun, let your hair down, say what you want to say, don't worry about it. Like this kind of thing. Yes? Was there anything else that I wanted to say with these cards? I don't think so. I think that that was everything. Okay, so group number 1, these are all the messages I'm seeing for you. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. That song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in checking that out or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the 6 of Hearts and the Tangerine, this is going to be your reading all about your month of April 2022. So I actually want to start by interpreting this card that you guys chose. The 6 of Hearts is equivalent to the 6 of Cups in Tarot. So what this tells me about your month of April is, first of all, I'm getting very cozy vibes from this card. I think this is going to be a very warm and cozy and sort of heartwarming month for you guys. One thing that I'm picking up is that you guys are going to be in your happy place. So wherever you feel most comfortable, whether that is in a certain house, in a place with certain people, you're going to be spending a lot of time in environments that make you feel safe, warm, and comfortable, and where you can really be yourself. I'm also picking up that you're going to be seeing someone this month whom you've really, really wanted to see. So if there's anyone in particular that you really want to see, I think April's the month that you will get to reunite with them. And I'm also feeling called to say that this does not have to be a human. So maybe for some of you, this is a companion animal. I know, like me, for example, I get really excited when I can see any of my cats. So it could be a person, it could be an animal. But this could also be a month of reminiscing, because the 6 of Cups talks about our past, and it often talks about like looking back on it in a dreamy way, almost romanticizing it. So maybe you guys are, well, it makes sense. If you're seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time, you could be reminiscing about the past with them, you know, thinking about the good old days. Or maybe some of you guys are, this can also be like visiting your hometown or visiting your childhood home, and your memories are starting to come back. You could be, for example, cleaning your room, and then you stumble upon an old yearbook, and as you go through it, the memories start to pour in. And maybe actually for some of you, that's what's going to cause you to reach out to someone you haven't seen in a long time. But it's sort of this month of the past coming back, but like the parts of the past that you want to come back, if that makes sense. The warm and fuzzy parts. I just saw 222, by the way, so that might be a significant number for some of you guys. I definitely think you're going to be surrounded by all of your favorite people in the month of April, whether that's friends, family, your spouse, your partner, your love interest, your children, your coworkers, whatever it might be. Now, looking at this, I don't know if this is a tangerine or a mandarin. I don't know the difference between orange citrus fruits, so my apologies. But this is making me think of creativity and passion, this orange color, as well as intimacy. Not only the orange color, but the fact that like when you eat an orange, you have to peel back. Like you peel back the layers to get to the sweet juiciness inside. So a theme for you guys in the month of April could also be intimacy. So you might be opening up and sharing your true heart to someone, or someone's opening up and sharing their true heart to you. And also the segments of an orange are making me think of something that is multifaceted. So it's this simultaneous energy of like opening up, peeling back the top layer, and showing someone all of your facets. So I think there's some, and it makes sense that there's 222, or that I saw that number, because I think there is some specific relationship, some specific bond that is really, really deepening to a whole new level for you guys this month. And it is, if you have a specific person in mind when I said that you've been wanting to deepen your bond with, I really, really think it's that person, because there's just this overwhelming energy of like, your desired outcome is happening, and like what you want is exactly what is happening. The person you want to see is who you're seeing, kind of thing. It could very well be yourself though. Like you could be peeling back your own layers and discovering the facets of yourself and accepting all of the different facets of yourself. For some of you guys, creative expression or artistic expression might be a really, really good tool for self-discovery and for soul searching and for self-love and for self-acceptance. But I think that this is everything I see so far. I have to say this is a really, really beautiful energy to start off with. I also have to say that cicadas might be significant for some of you guys, because this says like me, me, and it reminds me of a cicada that goes like me, me, me. It could also be singing, because you know how people go like me, 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 me when they're singing? Or maybe it's like this month is all about you, you know? Me, he, he. You know, anyway, let's get into the rest of your cards. I also have a cat paw tarot for you guys, and we have the Emperor. So we have a little bit of Aries energy coming through here. Man, I just looked up the zodiac associations again today. You guys might know I struggle to remember the minor arcana's zodiac associations. I think the Six of Cups is Cancer. That's just the vibe that it gives me. Although I think technically it's related to Scorpio. But anyway, this is Aries energy here. And I think it's very interesting that both of these cards have vibes of like home and family, being in your comfortable environment. You are spending this month with your family or whomever you consider to be your family. It certainly doesn't have to be biological if you feel more at home with different people or with a different group, but you're definitely in your element this month. You're where you feel the most safe and where you feel the most powerful. I think you're also going to be in an environment where you feel like you do your best work, you know? So you feel the most confident, you feel the most productive. I think this is a month where you can really focus and get things done and feel really on top of your stuff. I also think this could be a month where your nurturing and protective energies are coming out. So again, you could be around your pets, or maybe there's like a baby or a child around you. Or for some of you, maybe there's like an announcement of a baby or child coming into your family, or they are coming in April. But I feel you in your nurturing energy. I feel you in your home body energy. You guys might be really enjoying housework, decorating, organizing your home, cooking, organizing, anything domestic. I feel like you guys are very much in that energy this month. I don't think this is a month where there would be a lot of drastic change or a lot of severe is not a good word, like crazy relocation or crazy transitions. It just feels like the existing energies are ripening. The existing energies are becoming sweet and bearing fruit. It's a very summery kind of vibe, like a fertile summer, even though the month of April isn't summer. That's the feeling that I'm getting. And the Emperor in this deck, it really, really says resilience to me. And it's because the cat is missing an eye. So he's been through some stuff. He's been through a battle, but he's still standing proudly and he's still standing victoriously and protecting his family. Some of you guys are definitely having a reconciliation this month with someone you've really, really cared about, but like it's been tough. Maybe it's been tough in the past, and this is feeling of coming full circle, of coming home. Things are finally sweet again. Things are finally easy again. You're returning to this sort of innocent and pure energy. But this is definitely, we were talking about reminiscing. This is definitely a month to look back and see how strong you have been, how much you've been through and how much you have grown and how much you've built your character. We were talking with this orange, like this is a good month for self-discovery and peeking behind your surface as well. But wow, this is really nice. So let's take a look at your astrology cards now. Oh, I'm not surprised at all. We have Cancer. Also, the camera timer was at 9 minutes and 11 seconds. That's the number that I associate with Archangel Michael. So he might, or I think it's his number, I don't know, but he might be with you this month. And we also have the 11th house with community. There's a lot of number 4s going on here as well. I know I mentioned 222. But repeating 4s could be significant for you guys as well. The Emperor is number 4. Cancer is associated with the 4th house. And then the number 49 reduces to 4. So 2s and 4s seem to be significant. And actually, so far, we have all even numbers. Like 6, 4, 4. This reduces to 4. I saw the 2s. Even numbers are all about balance. And they're also associated with feminine energy. So it makes a lot of sense. Like, you guys are coming into balance, you're coming into harmony within yourself and the people around you. And I do think that you're really embracing and expressing your feminine energy this month. Also, wait, this is Cancerian energy. And then the 11th house is Aquarian energy. So when the moon is in Cancer, that could be significant for you guys. Or when the moon is in Aquarius. The moon would be in Cancer. I actually think it would be around, like, this is 4-9. I actually think it would be around April 9th. I don't know the exact date, but that sounds right. So let's say like the second week of April, and then the moon would probably be in Aquarius in the last week of April. So just keep those weeks in mind if you feel like it, because those might be important weeks for you. You guys might be a Cancer or an Aries or an Aquarius, or maybe you have moon in Cancer or in Aries, or moon in the 11th house. But looking at these two energies together, I feel like you guys are also feeling very, very sentimental. Well, the 11th house can talk about friendship, so I think you're feeling very sentimental about your friendships this month, but also about your community at large. So something about your community is really, really moving you. If I use myself as an example, I'm moved by this community all the time. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so strong. You guys are so insightful. You guys are so talented. Like, I am just in awe by the amazing people that we have in this community, and reading your comments and reading your stories that you guys are so gracious to share with me. Like, it's always so uplifting and it really gets me in my feelings. So whatever communities you guys are a member of, whether that's an online community, the word fandom just came to my mind. Maybe you guys are really proud of like if you're a fan of something and the fans did something really amazing, or, you know, your in-person community, of course. It could be like your town, the alumni of your school, any group that you guys belong to. You might be involved in some sort of charity work this month, or some sort of volunteer work, or some kind of humanitarian efforts, because the 11th house deals with that as well. And it makes sense because I feel like you guys are really in a nurturing energy, and with the Emperor, you guys are also in a provider energy. I think you guys just feel so whole and warm and fuzzy within yourself that you're definitely in a place mentally and emotionally this month to be generous and to give of yourself. Like, your energy is really favorable for that. So you might be involved in that kind of work this month. You guys could also have a Cancer midheaven, because I don't know, I just get the sense like you feel compassion for the masses, or you feel compassion for your community at large and want to protect them. Oh, also, Cancer and 11th house together could be mom friend vibes. So maybe you guys are a mom friend, or you have a mom friend in your life, but you're definitely, feeling sentimental about your community. That's the way that I'm interpreting it. It could also be like your community is coming together to do something really amazing and really generous for you. Okay, so let's look at your tea leaf cards now. This could show us additional specific events that are happening this month, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just anything else anything else Michael wants to tell you. That's what I just heard. We have Wall with misunderstanding. Egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. And Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. something very specific just came to my mind, but there's some of you guys might be doing some kind of like fertility treatment or trying to start a family, and that process has been frustrating or disheartening. And Archangel Michael wants to reassure to you that everything is going to be okay, and that you will have your family and that you will have your desired outcome. Of course, that's going to be for, you know, a very specific few of you, but I just wanted to mention that. Maybe it's the egg that made me think that, because it's like you're laying your little nest and your baby is hatching. But we're also talking about an energy of reconciliation, of patching things up, or coming back together with someone you care about. Maybe there was a misunderstanding about each other's feelings and intentions, or there was some kind of miscommunication, and this led to a lot of frustration. But things are going to start looking up for you in April. With this funnel, you know, it's frustrating because you're putting so much into it, but only a little amount can come out at a time. So some of you guys might have a lot of pent up emotion or pent up things that you want to say, as if you've been dumping it all into this funnel, but then the amount of communication coming in has been so minimal. So it feels like there's a backlog of emotion that wants to get out. I could even think of this wall as like a dam that is breaking, and finally everything you've been needing to communicate to each other is coming out. But I feel like stressful situations are resolving this month, and I just feel, again, emotional relief and a very cozy and comfortable energy. For those of you, there's a few of you guys who have been going through some sort of process that involves paperwork, or that involves a lot of processing on multiple different levels. Like maybe you need approval from several different entities, and there's like all these things that need to be filed. I wish I could give a more specific, like some sort of application or applying or registering for something. And maybe there's been a lot of delays. Like this funnel is just making me think of backlog, or with the misunderstanding, maybe there was some sort of error. Like there was an error in processing your application, or there was an error in processing your documents. Maybe you guys have been on a waiting list for a really long time, waiting for assistance, waiting for accommodations, and then like your file got lost or it was mishandled or something. Like something went wrong that caused a delay, and it's been really annoying. It's been really annoying, really frustrating for you guys. And Archangel Michael is saying everything's going to be okay. So maybe you're going to get some good news about this in April. Like things are going to start moving along again. But as just a very general interpretation of this, I think that delays are over and things are going to start moving for you guys again. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of the reading. So we're going to get into the specific life areas now. I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's get into it. We're going to start with love and relationships. So, oh my gosh, I'm not even surprised. So for your tarot card, we have the 9 of Cups. So there's a lot of water sign energy, like Cancer, and then I think technically the 6 of Cups is Scorpio, and then I think technically the 9 of Cups is Pisces. I really could be wrong with this, but I think that water signs are significant. Maybe there's going to be like a significant relationship with a water sign this month. And then we also have goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations, ideas. I almost said Ash, so maybe someone's name is like Ash or Ashley or something. Or Ashton or something. I don't know. These are actually 2 cards that are really, really nice together, because the 9 of Cups talks about our wishes and our desires, and this card is obviously talking about our hopes and dreams. So some wish is coming true in your love life, or some wish is coming true in your relationships. And I think you guys are just going to be over the moon this month. There's literally like a magical fairy godmother on this card, and I really think that this month in the love department or in the relationships department, you guys are going to feel like a higher power has literally come down and worked magic to answer your prayers. Like it really feels like a blessing from the heavens. And it matches so well because at the very start of the reading, I was getting that feeling like the person you want to see this month, you're going to get to see them. And you're going to get to open up to them and experience more intimate moments with them. So some of you guys have been wishing for like a certain person of interest to come together with them, or to reconcile with someone, or to move a relationship to the next level. You will know better than me, but whatever has been in your heart, whatever you have been wishing for, the Nine of Cups is here to tell you that that wish is going to be coming true. And the Nine of Cups also talks about stress is fading away, which was an energy we picked up on before too. So it really feels like any stressful dynamics are being put to rest, any conflicts are being resolved, and things are very sweet and harmonious in your relationships. With this goals card as well, you might be getting close to someone who really inspires you, like someone who you would consider aspirational. You really want to be like them, or you really want to do what they do. You could be forming a relationship with them. And I also think that this could be about you becoming the version of yourself that you aspire to be, especially if you guys have been aspiring to have more inner peace, if you've been aspiring to make a difference in your community more, if you've been aspiring to be more generous or to be more creative, because that was a message as well. I think you're really embodying those energies this month. Goals could also be talking about couple goals, like you guys being couple goals, or friendship goals, or family goals, meaning that people really admire the relationships that you have. Anybody could see from a mile away that this is like an ideal relationship, or this is a very healthy and happy relationship. So I really like, you guys know, if you've seen my monthly readings before, first of all, thank you for being a repeat watcher, but you'll know, like, if there's a challenging energy, I'm going to tell you, but I really see nothing but happiness and peace for you guys. And I know that you've been through it, because this Emperor is missing an eye. Like, you've been through hard times. And I think that this month is just like a huge exhale. You can just enjoy the harmony. You can just enjoy the love. You could be getting physically closer to someone this month. The Nine of Cups image in the Tarot of the Divine deck just keeps popping into my mind. And it's like two people who are embracing each other. So maybe you're seeing someone in person that you haven't seen in person for a long time, closing the gap or the distance between you, or you could be having like a sexual relationship with somebody, or that, that kind of physical encounter, or just being more like snuggly and more affectionate with each other. But physical closeness is coming to me as well. And also this keyword of ideas, it's making me think that it's like your angels are telling you that your future plans with regards to your relationships are coming true. So, maybe you daydreamed about, I want to go on a date with this person at this specific place and talk about this specific thing, or I want to listen to this song with them. I want to watch this movie with them, or I want to make this with them, whatever it was. Go on a road trip. Whatever you were dreaming of or planning for the future, those plans are shaping up and you are going to get to do them. Even if it was just a silly daydream, well, not silly, but like maybe you thought it was silly. Even if it wasn't a concrete plan, I think those dreams are becoming concrete plans for the future. Or you might be talking with this person about all the things you want to do together in the future. Okay, so now let's take a look at your cards for career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have Temperance. So we have some Sagittarian energy, and we have cycle, repetition, patterns, phases. That's funny. I feel like this happens almost every month, where there's like a repeat of the same card in the same area, because last month there was a group who also had Temperance for career and studies. And I think it might have even been like also group 2. And it's interesting, we have two people sleeping in bed together, so you guys might be waking up next to the person of your dreams and seeing them off to work, or they're seeing you off to work or school or whatever it is. It's interesting too, there was a similar message in group 1, but if you guys are thinking of making a change in your career or studies, there's a message of like, just hang in there until the end of the year. Because maybe like a better opportunity is going to come up later. Like if you're looking at alternate options now, maybe a better opportunity is going to come in later, or maybe you're still in your current cycle. There's still things for you to learn and experience and gain where you currently are. Again, not everyone's going to resonate with that. And, you know, if that doesn't resonate with you, just ignore me. But if you guys have been kind of on the fence of like, should I stick around for a bit longer, and maybe leaning towards sticking around, your higher self is telling you, yeah, like just stick around until the end of this year. And I should say, like, this doesn't have to be the end of the calendar year. Like, for example, if you're a teacher, the end of this year might be June, or it might be March, or, you know, it doesn't have to be a calendar year. I just felt like saying that. But it's interesting too, because I feel like the Temperance card is having a pretty similar meaning to the meaning that it had in last month's reading when it came out, especially because we have cycle and we have these people resting. And again, I was talking about this with group 1 of this video. So maybe some of you guys were drawn to group 1 as well. I don't know, but I'm seeing kind of some similar themes from group 1 coming up here. So we all have cycles in our life. So like we feel happy and then we feel sad. We feel motivated and then we feel unmotivated. We're successful and then we're not so successful. We're usually not on a linear journey. And if it feels like we are, it's only a matter of time before things fluctuate again. And I think a big key of happiness or inner peace is embracing the cycles of life and embracing the impermanence of whatever situation we're in. Like it's like the Wheel of Fortune, you know? If you're going up, it's only a matter of time before you're going to go down again. And if you're going down again, it's only a matter of time before you're going to go up again. It's the cyclical nature. And it's interesting that there's even this round. It looks very similar on both cards. And I think that you guys might be feeling a little bit, I feel like this is maybe your current energy or an energy that you have been in. Maybe you guys have been feeling a little bit less motivated, a little bit less productive, like you've needed to rest more. Whether you listened to your body and rested or not, I'm not sure, but I feel like your body was encouraging you to rest more. I do feel like in April, your mojo is coming back and you are going to be feeling more productive, because there's that feeling of you guys being like in your most suitable environment, being focused, being in the zone. And this is almost like your higher self is coming through to tell you right now, like, don't worry. If the funk that you're in is just that, it's just a funk, and funks are temporary. And if you're feeling tired right now, it's because you need rest, like simple as that. And maybe some of you guys are worried, like, I'm losing my motivation forever. Like I'm losing my healthy habits. I'm losing my productivity. And your higher self is saying, no, you're just taking a temporary rest, or you were just in your off season. And come April, you guys are going to be in your on season again. So there's no need to feel guilty. There's no need to worry. This is like your higher self asking you to give yourself permission to sleep more, to take more breaks, to do whatever you need to do. And trust that you'll feel better in April and that you'll be back on your regular schedule and back on your game in April. And there was something else I wanted to say and I don't remember, and I hate when that happens. Oh yes, that Temperance is all about balance. So we're not supposed to be on, and we're not supposed to be super productive and getting a million things done all the time. And we're also not supposed to be lying around and resting all the time. It's all about balance. It's all about moderation. That is the meaning of Temperance. And if you guys have been feeling tired, you guys might be purging energy, because Temperance is a highly spiritual card. And I was going to say for me, but it just is. It's a highly spiritual card. This cycle, it's also making me think of like karmic cycles or energetic cycles. And then we have the butterfly, which of course is like transformation and metamorphosis. So if you guys have been feeling particularly tired or sluggish recently, you could be purging some energy, or you could be receiving downloads or receiving energetic upgrades that are taking a lot of energy out of you, like taking a lot of bodily energy out of you because you're processing so much intense spiritual energy. So, you know, your body's working hard, and I think you need to give your body more credit and give it the rest and give it the nourishment that it needs. But yes, your higher self just wants to assure you that this is only temporary. You're going to be back to normal, back to your energetic self and productive self in April. So just allow yourself this time to be restful. In the month of April, you guys could also be finding a routine that really, really works for you. Or, you know, finding a new like workflow or a new way of studying, a new morning and nighttime routine that just keeps you really, really focused and productive. Like I said earlier in the reading, I don't see any like strong indicators of significant change. Just for most of you, like I don't see like strong indicators of like career change, study change, something new is starting. It seems more like the same energy is kind of carrying on, but I think that you're really going to start to get comfortable in your current energy. So you're really like getting in the flow in your current job or getting in the flow in your current studies. You're finding a routine, you're finding a flow that really, really works for you. And that's it. Okay, so finally, let's take a look at the cards for spiritual and personal growth. So, for your tarot card, we have the King of Pentacles. So there's some earth sign energy coming through here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then we have Union. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys are like, you're coming into a happy, committed partnership, or your current partnership is becoming really, really strong and really, really happy. But yeah, there's some happy relationship union going on here in the month of April. Now, when it comes to the King of Pentacles, I think that this is representing, well, first of all, it's representing the energy of your future. So your future is promising, your future is prosperous, and your future is stable. Things are going to be stable for you. And I know this is just for April, but I want to say like for the next few months or even for the rest of this year, things are going to be pretty stable for you guys. And you're definitely not going to go without like this cornucopia, I think it's called. You guys will be all set financially. You will be all set materially. You're going to be comfortable. You're going to have everything you need. This, your higher self is promising this to you. And I'm also hearing like everything is taken care of. So anything that's worrying you guys, whether it's like this relationship, this process that you're going through, I forget what it was, some kind of errors, delays, mistakes, misunderstandings, everything is taken care of. Everything is going to be okay. But how I think this pertains to, also with this, I think this is a crystal ball here. Some of you guys might have some heightening psychic abilities this month. There was a lot of water energy in this group. So especially clairvoyance, because this is like a crystal ball that would be used for scrying. So you could be seeing some really, really clear visions in your mind's eye, or when you're dreaming or when you're meditating. Pay attention to those. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities that you see with your eyeballs. So like seeing images out in the world or seeing numbers out in the world. But yes, back to the point. How this pertains to your personal growth, I think is that, and yeah, it makes sense with the Emperor too. There's this feeling of like, once you're in this union, something is kicking into gear within you where you feel like, I have something to protect. I have something to fight for. And that's really, really going to rev you up and motivate you to work hard and do your best. Like the easiest example I could give is like somebody has a child and they're like, okay, I have a child now, I gotta work hard to provide for my family. And that's like their motivation to go out there and work hard and make it through the tough times. And that's not to say that you weren't motivation enough. I'm not saying that, but I think it's like the addition of a loved one in your life or of being close to a loved one. It's just going to give you that extra push. I think maybe you guys, like with your compassionate energy, with your generous energy, you're like the type who it makes you really, really happy to share with others. It makes you really, really happy to give and provide for others. And like you're perfectly capable of motivating yourself to provide for yourself. But if there's a loved one, it gives it that extra meaning or that extra fulfillment. And I think you guys will know what I mean. Like, especially if this is like your family, your children, your spouse. Like, you make me strong, you make me want to carry on. So because you're in union with the people that you want to be in union with, and maybe this is what's going to get you guys, or help to pull you out of your funk and like get you back in the game and get you working hard again and putting up with any frustrating situations. And these might start to be less frustrating for you because you're like, I'm going through this for my loved one. I'm going through this for my partner. I'm going through this for my children. Like, I would do anything for them. And it kind of takes, whereas when it's just for you, you might be feeling more like, oh, this is so annoying. I hope that makes sense. But love is really, really making you strong this month. Connection is really, really making you strong. And I think many of you are taking on, honestly, I've been talking a lot about feminine energy, but you guys have a really strong masculine energy as well. Like, you have the nurturing and compassionate feminine side, but you also have the protector and the provider aspects of masculine energy. So you have a very, very nice balance going on, to tell you the truth. But yeah, you're definitely taking on like a generous provider role this month, and it feels really, really good. It feels really good to receive wealth and receive blessings from the universe and then to share it with your loved ones. And yeah, I said it at the start of this reading, but I just feel so warm and fuzzy from this energy. And I think you're coming into a really beautiful stability, a sense of stability, a sense of security, a sense of, I know what my future holds. I know that everything is taken care of. So for those of you guys who have been feeling uncertain about the future or feeling in limbo or anything, any uncomfortable energies like that, those stresses are fading away this month and things are stable. Like, the waters are calm. It's a really, really nice, I mean, what is this? The 15th time I said it. It's a really, really nice energy to be in. So yay, I'm so happy. This is going to be a lovely month for you guys. Group number 2, those are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you are interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below as well. Ooh, someone's at the door. Okay, I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the King of Spades and the watermelon, this is going to be a reading all about your month of April 2022. So I actually want to start by interpreting this card that you guys chose. The King of Spades would be the equivalent of the King of Swords in tarot. So first of all, this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So that could be your sign or the sign of somebody who is significant. Just in case it's relevant for you. If not, no worries, but that can be an extra layer of confirmation for those who may need it. But the first thing coming to me with the King of Swords, first of all, if any of you guys are looking to make, well, honestly, any sort of major decision, like changing homes, changing jobs, changing your study path, changing your appearance is also coming, or starting on any sort of journey, like a fitness journey or learning a new skill. Basically any area that you're trying to improve your life or make a significant change, your higher self may be actually advising you to consult a professional. Someone who is wiser than you, older than you, or who has more experience and who can give you advice on what to do and what not to do. And for some reason, when it comes to the King of Swords, I often think of the phrase like, don't make the same mistakes that I did. So it's almost like you can get advice from somebody who has already been through all of it before, and they can tell you what not to do and save you some time. So for example, like when you're starting your own business, you probably waste a lot of money or like, lose a lot of money making mistakes. And so someone can tell you like, oh yeah, I did this and I lost so much money, or do this because you're gonna save. Pick someone's brain who has more experience. Maybe some of you guys were thinking like, I can do it all on my own, and like, I don't want to discourage you, independent kings and queens, but your higher self is saying that maybe someone else's opinion is going to be very, very valuable here. And of course, starting your own business is just one example. Like it could literally be like you're trying to tone up, you're trying to bulk up, and someone can tell you like, oh yeah, I wasted so much time at the gym doing this workout and it didn't work, or I wasn't making gains because I wasn't eating enough of this and that. Like you can kind of learn from someone else's mistake is how it's coming through. The King of Swords also gives me energy of someone who is really taking charge, stepping into a leader position, especially when it has to do with organizing and planning. So you guys might be like if you're working or if you're a student, you might be managing a project, like managing a group effort, and having to like organize or assign tasks to people and sort of oversee what's going on. Maybe that's just a message for a select few of you. Or this can be more like you taking charge of your own life and getting your stuff in order. I could see you guys like clearing out your space or reorganizing your space, or journaling a lot and making plans for yourself for the month ahead or for the next few months ahead. Also, the phrase taking stock is coming to my mind. So, and again, I'm thinking of the example of someone like who has their own business, or someone who has their own online shop, and they're taking stock, like this product sold really well, this one not so much. So in the next cycle, we're going to do more of this and less of this. It's a feeling of somebody who is assessing. Maybe you guys are even assessing on your spiritual journey. Like, I've made a lot of progress on this front. I've kind of been neglecting this habit or this spiritual practice. I want to do that more. Your higher self is asking you to stop, check in, take stock, and like plan and organize the next chapter of your life. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm talking really, really fast. So maybe your mind is just going a million miles an hour this month. I see like long to-do lists. I see a lot of ideas for different things you want to try. Like your head is just buzzing, and it's honestly not, I'm feeling it as a good thing. It might be a little bit of pressure, it might be a little bit overwhelming, but it's like in a good way, because you're just buzzing with potential, and I feel like you're so excited to implement your ideas. I think that was the washing machine. That some water just drained from it, and I was just kind of sitting here waiting for that to stop. But while I was sitting here and listening to that sound, the word windfall came to my mind, which, if I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure what windfall means, but I think it's like when you kind of hit the jackpot and a bunch of money comes in or something like that. So maybe some of you guys are making some kind of plan or some kind of scheme to create abundance for yourself, and your higher self is saying that it's going to be a huge success. Now, the other thing with the King of Swords is that he can kind of be a stoic energy, somebody who operates more from their head rather than their heart, someone who is a little bit emotionally detached. This might be an important energy for you guys to be in this month. It's interesting that we have the watermelon too, because this is a fruit that is very hard on the outside. It has a very tough exterior, but the inside is soft and not squishy, but it's very soft. So it's like your higher self might be asking you to toughen up a little bit. Like, I know you're sensitive. I know you have a lot of feelings, but we got to be a little strong this month. We got to be a little stoic this month. Alternatively, you could be dealing with somebody who has a very hard exterior. Often when it comes to relationships, like if this King of Swords is someone else, I do see it as someone who doesn't really open up about their vulnerabilities, doesn't really like to show weakness or show their sensitive side. You could be dealing with someone who's like this and you have an inkling that their inside is soft and sweet like a watermelon, but it's just hard to get past that exterior. But let's take a look at your Cat Paw Tarot card. So we have Death coming through. Scorpio energy could be significant. Probably when you guys are planning for your next chapter, planning for your success, you will notice that there are some things that you need to let go of, things that you need to release, things that you need to stop doing, stop giving your energy to. But you might have some emotional attachment to these things. So they could be a little bit difficult to let go of. And maybe this is why your higher self is asking you to kind of have a hard exterior, be emotionally detached, be a little bit stoic. One example that is coming to my mind is like, I don't know why I keep going back to someone who's like trying to start their own business. Let's say someone who's trying to like move, or someone who's trying to study abroad, and they know that they need to save their money and they know that they need to dedicate their time to learn another language. This is their game plan. And so they decide, okay, I need to stop going out and partying with my friends. And this could be something that is kind of sad because they love going out with their friends. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of nice memories. Or maybe this person is just a party animal, and so they have some kind of emotional attachment to that. And it's a little bit sad to say like, sorry guys, I can't go out as much anymore, or I can't go out at all anymore. I gotta start being serious about my future. I gotta start saving up my money. And I can't be hungover all the time because I gotta study and this kind of thing. And then you could get some, I think pushback is the word, from your friends like, oh, you're not coming out. And you could deal with some kind of FOMO as well. So this King of Swords is saying like, hard exterior, we gotta be stoic. We gotta not let that get to us because we're being earnest now and we're planning for our long-term future. So some habits or some regular activity that you guys got used to, I think would have to be released in order for you to find your maximum success. And your higher self is saying that it is going to be worth it. With these butterflies here, I really think that you guys are transforming. I think that you're maturing a lot because you are coming through as a king. So you're sort of, yeah, I just heard like you're evolving like a Pokemon. You're reaching your final form. You're going from the Charmander to the Charmeleon to the Charizard. But I'm going to give another interpretation for those of you who maybe resonated with this King of Swords being someone else. If someone is not opening up to you or not like sharing about their feelings or not being emotionally available to you, it might be time to walk away from this person. And that I think would require emotional detachment from you guys, because maybe this is someone you really care about, or you've invested a lot into this relationship, or you know, you've built up in your head what you wanted this relationship to look like, and it's kind of hard to quit. But your higher self is saying like, it's not your job to make this person open up, and you're not responsible for this person's healing. Like, you might feel for them, you might feel compassion or sympathy for them because you're like, I know why you won't open up. It's because you're afraid. It's because you got hurt in the past. And yes, this makes you sympathize with them, and it's okay to feel compassionate for them in that respect, but it's not your job to come in and say, okay, let's heal these wounds so that you can open up to me. Like that's kind of not your place, I guess your higher self is saying. And you know, maybe this person is just not ready to do that, and they'll do it on their own time. But yeah, it's kind of harsh wording, like it's none of your concern, it's not your place. We have to let people walk their own path and evolve on their own time, or choose not to evolve, because that's also their right. The King and the Queen of Swords do make me think of healthy boundaries as well. But boundaries is not just about letting other people step into our yard, or not letting people step into our yard. It's also about boundaries with ourselves and where we step. And maybe you guys are stepping into someone else's yard and trying to rake their leaves and trying to mow their lawn, and your higher self is saying, like, that's not your job. You have your own future to take care of. You have your own windfall coming to you. You have your own booming, thriving business, project, whatever it is, whatever journey you're on, and your higher self wants you to focus on that. So regardless, maybe you resonate with one interpretation or the other, or both, but something is being released that I think is going to be a little bit hard, and you're going to need some kind of like mental mastery, I think, and be bulletproof to those moments of weakness. And you might have to purposely remove things from your life that could remind you of those past days. So, in the example of not being able to go out partying with your friends anymore, you might have to actively say, like, okay, when they're out, I'm not going to go on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever it is, because I know that I'm going to see their story and it's going to give me FOMO. So I just can't be on there looking at that stuff. I gotta stay focused. It's kind of like your higher self. You gotta assume that responsibility to stay focused and keep your eyes on the prize. So let's take a look at your astrology cards now. We have Uranus. So there's some Aquarian energy here, and Aquarius is also pretty emotionally detached. And then we have dignified with strength. So I think this month is calling, oh, look, we have repeating number 13s, new beginnings of abundance, new beginnings of manifestation. A lot of you guys are about to become very wealthy, very successful. Like you're saving money like a pro, or you're getting some kind of promotion, or your business is taking off or something like that. But there's wealth coming to you guys, and you've made your way up to this throne. This is yours. If I'm not mistaken, dignified, because these are astrology cards, this would be when a planet is in the position that it's most comfortable in, perhaps like when it's in its ruling planet. So this is you guys being in your element. This is you guys assuming your throne. And I just filmed a reading, I think it was yesterday, messages from your higher self, what your higher self wants you to know. And there was a whole reading where it kept coming again and again about your higher self is showing you this throne, showing you this, position of leadership, position of authority that you're meant to assume, and is really beckoning you to it. It was group 2, by the way, or I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have told you guys that, because maybe you were going over to watch it now and you would have, happened to pick it. But anyway, I spilled the beans. Or maybe you guys already watched it and you know what I'm talking about. But it's reminding me a lot of that reading. There's definitely a throne that your higher self is calling you to sit in, and it is going to require some sacrifice, and it is going to require a lot of inner strength, but you've got what it takes, and you are just soaring in this next chapter of your life. I should also mention that the 13th of the month, April 13th, could be significant for you guys. And with Uranus here, Uranus is just pure genius. So you guys have some genius in you, like you're incredibly talented, or you're incredibly innovative. You're very, very smart, very, very smart. And I hope you guys don't doubt that. I hope you guys know that and you're listening to me and just nodding along. I'm also getting game changer vibes from Uranus. Whatever you guys are cooking up here, whatever project, whatever skill, whatever talent you guys are working on here, you're going to be something of a game changer. There's something like quirky about the way that you do it. But it works in your favor, and your unconventionality makes you stick out. And I guess sometimes your mind could fool you and say, because I do this a little bit unconventionally, this is not really my element. This is not really my throne. But you were meant to sit in this throne and do it your own way and change the game. These are like, this group 3, you guys are like my influential figures. You guys are my pioneers. You're going to do big things for sure. It's also interesting. We have Scorpio energy here, Aquarius energy, and the word strength is making me think of Leo energy. So there's a lot of fixed sign energy going on here. I think consistency is key for you guys when it comes to achieving your goals. Consistency in your habits, consistency in your efforts, and this will be something that you build up gradually over time. I think a lot of you guys are already well on your way on the path that you're going to stay on for, and I want to say for years to come. Like, it's going to carry you into your longer term future. It's going to bring you abundance in the long term. Like, you've found your long-term prosperity for the next big chunk of your life, which is really, really exciting. Your higher self is very excited for you, very proud of you. They or your spiritual team might be a little bit harsh, or they might come off a little bit harsh this month, but it's because they know your potential, they know what you're capable of, and they can see your energy, they can see what you really want for yourself, they can see what you're striving to be, and so they're going to hold you accountable to that. So next we're going to take, we have a month of the year. We're going to take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards. These can be specific events happening this month, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any other messages or advice for you guys. We have, look at this, bowl with plenty of material things. We have August. So maybe these efforts that you guys are putting in is going to culminate in the month of August, or you've been working on something since August. This could also be somebody's birth month. And then we have Seahorse with family matters. Interesting. So maybe for some of you guys, this person who will not open up is a family member. And now it's coming to me. You guys might have a family member who it's like, no matter what you do, nothing is ever good enough for them. They have that hard exterior, that stoic, unimpressed outer shell where you're like, hey, mom or dad or grandma or whoever it is, I accomplished this, I accomplished that, I did this around the house, I did this for you, I did this for our relative. Like, you're doing all of these amazing things, and they're like, or they just focus on that one little thing that you didn't do. At first I was getting a vibe like, oh, this is a crush or someone who won't open up to you. But with this seahorse here, this could very well be a family member who just will not show their pride, that like how proud they are of you, or will not show their affection. And I think that you guys have maybe kind of fallen into that and been seeking their approval. And I think that's a very natural reaction, but again, your higher self is saying it's not your job to make this person proud. It's not your job to meet this person's expectations. And with your healthy boundaries, like, you got to stop letting this person affect how you see yourself and affect your well-being. And I feel like it's so much harder when it's a family member as opposed to a crush or a love interest. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, family's kind of more intimate. It's your blood. So, you know, it's if someone's acting in a toxic way, it's a little bit more difficult to place distance there. And like, you guys might even be living with this person, which would make it even more difficult. But yeah, it could definitely be a family member. But I also have to say, I did think of a more positive interpretation, which is you would have plenty of material things for yourself as well as for your family. So if you guys have children, younger siblings, even parents, any relatives that you are responsible for financially, or you just want to spoil your family, I just keep seeing money coming to you guys, honestly. So everyone's going to be taken care of, you and your loved ones. So this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we're going to move on now to the specific areas of your life. I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Two of Pentacles And for your oracle card, we have feminine, creation, nurturing, receptivity. So, okay, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming through with the Two of Pentacles. So of course, I will talk about all of the possible interpretations. This is kind of giving me High Priestess vibes because we have feminine here and we have the number 2. I think the Two of Pentacles, that's Capricorn energy. I'm trying to remember like the zodiac signs for the minor arcana, but I'm having a little bit of a tough time. But I think the Two of Pentacles is related to Capricorn energy. One thing I see is that you guys might be finding a business partner in the month of April, or someone who's going to be keeping you accountable to your own projects, because I often see Two of Pentacles as a collaboration that's going to be mutually beneficial, that's going to bring, you know, money and material blessings to both parties. And both parties are bringing in their skills and resources to complement each other and to balance each other. I do think for those of you who care about this kind of thing, this could very well be a member of your soul family. Apples make me think of that sometimes, because I remember the first ever personal reading I got from a tarot reader. She said that soul family are like apples from the same tree, and that just always stuck in my mind. So this could be someone that you had a soul contract with. We're going to come together in this lifetime. We're going to do this business together, or we are going to be accountability buddies and help each other out on our respective projects. But whatever it is that you guys are working on, I do see you guys being very, very supported. I also just got a message for those of you who resonated with this death, being like, I gotta stop going out with my friends, or I gotta stop, you know, hanging out so much. You might actually inspire a friend or someone close to you to do the same thing. You're over here thinking, oh, my friends are going to judge me. My friends are going to think I don't like them anymore. I'm going to miss out so much. And then maybe one of your friends actually reaches out to you and says, hey, you know, I really admire you for quitting going out with us all the time, or, you know, spending so much time on like leisure or frivolous things or whatever it is. And you inspired me to work on my own business. You inspired me to get back on my health journey. You inspired me to get back to my study journey. I think you guys, when you embody this dignified king genius energy, you're going to inspire the people around you. And I can see you guys having like a study group or an accountability group or some kind of community to keep you going and to keep your flame lit. The Two of Pentacles is a sign that you are busy, so you guys might not have as much time to see people in the flesh. Like, I'm thinking of Pentacles as something physical, tangible in front of you. You might not have as much time to see, like friends and loved ones in the flesh, but I think that you'll still be talking to them a lot, like texting them or calling them, keeping in touch with them. And then we have this feminine energy, creation, nurturing, receptivity. This is reminding me of the energy we kind of channeled at the beginning of this reading, where you guys are full of ideas. And I'm thinking of, I wish I remembered which card it is. It's in the Moonology deck, and it's one of the Moon in Pisces cards, but it says balance, spirituality, and practicality. The end of the month could also be significant for you guys, because I think that the moon would be in Pisces and also Aquarius towards the end of the month, like the last few days. But I think half of your success comes from your consistency, comes from your planning, and the other half comes from your intuition and from your psychic insights. And I think this feminine energy here is asking you not to discount those things. Like, still keep in touch with your spirituality and your spiritual practice, because I think that your guides are going to be whispering in your ear and giving you hints to your success and telling you what the next steps are. I know when we're reading for relationships, I mean, I've always assumed that it's human relationships, but I actually think that this feminine energy could be a spirit guide or even a goddess, a deity who's working with you, who is interested in the same things that you are interested in and is kind of whispering in your ear and helping you along your journey. I am not super knowledgeable on deities, but whatever field you guys are in, maybe you know the goddesses that are associated with that area of life, or if you do a search, maybe you will find them and somebody's name will jump out at you. But like, I don't know, for example, if you're a makeup artist or a fashion designer or something, you might be helped by a goddess who has to do with beauty, for example. So think about some key words that relate to your field, and I think you could find a loving guide who is helping you out. And it's interesting because even these two hands look like they're praying. And pentacles, so many cards have this pentacle symbol on it, but when I look at them right now, I'm being reminded of a card in the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck that has the pentacle on it, and the keyword is respect. So you might be paying your respects to this deity. Maybe this deity likes apples or some kind of fruit that you can offer to her, and then she will bless you with abundance, she will bless you with wealth, or she will bless you with hints and answers about what the next step is. You're forming a really, really strong bond in the soul world, which is super cool. She'll help you stay accountable, she'll help you stay inspired. I was not expecting to interpret that card this way. I just kind of like left it there to see where we would go with it, but she came through in this one. Wow, that's really, really cool. So, okay, let's move on now and take a look at your career and studies. So we have the Seven of Swords, and we have perspective, the bigger picture. Okay, something that's really important for you guys. Oh, that's interesting. That was literally the very first message that I said when I was talking about this King of Swords, was like, if you're gonna make any major moves in your life, maybe consult with a professional first. This being might speak to you through professionals, through counselors, through people giving you advice, and like pay attention to sentences they speak that really, really resound with you. But this image is so freaking cool because this is exactly what I was saying. This is not my first time using this deck, but it's my first time seeing this card. But the Seven of Swords is like, you don't have the whole truth. You don't have all of the information. You're seeing a limited or a skewed perspective of the full picture. So if you guys are ever about to make like a really major move, that is maybe difficult to undo or irreversible, or is just going to change your course of action in a major way, don't make these decisions immediately. Ask for advice, sleep on it, always wait to get more information. If it's not, I don't know what the word for this is. If it's not clicking, don't do it. If it's not clicking, like, yep, that's it, that's what I gotta do, don't do it. If you still feel apprehensive, wait, because the information will come to you and you will see a fuller picture. Oh, that's so cool how it came together, because it's literally like you're about to make a move playing chess, but there's something that you don't see. Yeah, there's some pitfall that you don't see, because we were talking about that. Someone helping you and pointing out the pitfalls of your strategy. Like, you know, and chess is so freaking complicated, or at least I think it is. You could think, oh yeah, I'm going to move this because it's going to protect my whatever. And then you don't even see this other piece coming out of left field. It's going to attack your queen. So just wait unless you feel 100% sure, unless it's clicking. That's a really, really specific message. Also, don't sweat the small stuff. The phrase "don't sweat the small stuff" is coming to my mind. There may be something in your career or studies that you guys are very, very worried about, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a big deal. The Seven of Swords is about deception, and we can often deceive ourselves into perceiving the magnitude of something as like a lot bigger or a lot smaller of a deal than it really is. And so, I don't know, for example, let's say you got a bad grade on a test, or let's say your boss got a little bit disappointed in you the other day. your higher self is saying, like, in the grand scheme of things, this is not going to matter. Your boss is probably going to forget all about it next week, or, you know, you'll make up for your bad grade with an even bigger assignment. And in the whole span of your 4-year program, it's not going to affect your GPA that much. Like, it's like there's something that you guys are really, really worried about that's just not, it's just not going to end up being a big deal. I don't freaking remember my student years. I blocked it all out. None of it really mattered anyway. So yeah, these are the messages I see for your career and studies. So finally, this card is excited. We're going to take a look at the cards for your spiritual and personal growth. So look at this. For your tarot card, we have the King of Swords, which is a repeat here. And it's interesting that there's 2 people on this card who look frustrated. So for a lot of you guys, while I do think at least the positive aspects of the King of Swords, I feel like was representing you in many ways, I do think these Kings of Swords are also representing somebody else in your life, like we spoke about before. Interesting. Your Oracle card is allow, flow, trust, surrender. Allow people to be who they are. Allow people to be as they are. It's not your job to change people. Some of you guys are frustrated because there's a King of Swords in your life, like we spoke about, who's acting all hard on the outside, but who is soft and sweet and loving on the inside. But I think one of the things that makes it so frustrating for you guys is that you know the sweetness is in there. You know it's in there, and this person is just being stubborn, or this person is oblivious. Swords represent truth, and when the sword is squiggly like this, it makes me think of a truth being distorted. So you know that this person is not being genuine with you, whether this is like a love interest or someone in your life who is acting like they don't care or acting like they don't have feelings for you, and you know deep down, and I know that they really, really do. Or the other example, like I gave, a family member who acts like unimpressed, but you know deep down that they love you to death and that they're so proud of you. I think because you have that deep knowing, and like you know that their behavior is not genuine, it just makes it that much more frustrating. Like receiving the treatment from them is one thing, but knowing that it's not genuine, and like, why don't you just admit it? It's like if you know someone is lying and they continue denying it, like through their actions, or continue flat out saying something else, it's so frustrated. And it's like just stop. Like, I know. I'm thinking of, I think the channel's called JCS or JSC, or I don't remember, but it's footage of criminals being interrogated. And sometimes I like watching them, but sometimes it's just so frustrating to watch because it is so obvious that the person is guilty, you know? Like, they've literally caught them red-handed. They have all of the evidence. They're laying all their cards on the table, and these people still have the audacity to deny it. Like, no, I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And it's like, do you think I'm dumb? I think that's why it frustrates me, because it's like, you must think I'm dumb if you're really sitting here and still like lying to me or being deceptive with your actions. Like, I know how you really feel. Just say it. You know that this truth is being distorted. So I feel this frustration for you guys. And so I think you're wanting this person to open up is half that. And then it's half like, I feel for you. I want to help you heal. I want to help you become more comfortable with opening up. Like, it's definitely both of those things. But we have this allow card, and yeah, it's your higher self saying, like, you just have to let people walk their path. You have to let people be how they are. Like, even if it's frustrating to you, that's not your place. What is your place is choosing to distance yourself, choosing to not engage with them. But it's like you're getting your hands dirty where you don't need to get your hands dirty. Just let people be how they are. Like, let them be frustrating. Let them be let them be not genuine. It's like, yeah, but I care about them and I want them to be able to express how they feel. And I get that. I really, really get that, but it's not worth the stress and the frustration that it's putting on you. Everybody is responsible for their own healing journey, and you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And I think that's like a really, really hard lesson in this life, that you cannot help someone who's not ready for it or who doesn't want it. And you know, I know this allowing looks really playful, there's like a dolphin on it, but it's tough. Like, it's tough to find the inner peace and find that zen within you to do that. But this is like your big task of personal growth this month, or maybe it has been for quite some time. I could see some of you guys letting go of an unfulfilling situationship or friendship or family member, like I said, but I promise it's going to be such a relief. It'll be hard at first, but ultimately it will be such a relief. And when you look back, your future self is going to be so proud of you for just letting go of the burden that was never yours to begin with. Whew. Okay, so group 3, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I also have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you guys are interested in listening to that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!